Hello, everyone. Dr. Victoria Skirbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. Today, I want to look at what's ahead for Great Britain, the United Kingdom, as it were. Now that, I think Brexit is finally taking hold. And of course, they have had their issues with the pandemic. And what some may seem as misgovernance. I don't actually think that's the word, but the idea of the government was either, I don't know, made mistakes or wasn't equipped. Or the person, Boris Johnson, maybe wasn't equipped to take care of the situation. Okay, so we'll take a look. I did a reading, and I'm doing this on the United Kingdom because I was going to do a reading on the United Kingdom and I think France and Australia, and I started with Australia, and the reading just sort of took on a mind of its own, and it was then ended up just being a reading on Australia. So I want to give the United Kingdom the same time. So let's see the situation in the United Kingdom. We have the Princess of Wands. The Princess of Wands. So the Princess of Wands is a card about messages. And we can see this beautiful woman standing atop what looks like high mountains with the wind blowing her dress around, and she has her wand there, very ornate wand. This is about movement. It's about movement. It could be about storms as well. But a storm of ideas, new movement. So there's a lot of thinking going on. There's a lot of messages coming from all over the place in England. Let's see what's crossing that. The Judgment card. And so I believe that they are becoming, and let me bring that a tag closer. I had it there, and then I lost it. Awakening up. They have awoken. It's almost as if they were in a sleep of some sort, and now the alarm goes off. The Gabriel blows his horn, and they're waking up. And as they're waking up, all of these ideas and possibilities and maybe realizations even. Let's see what's at the root of this. Strength. We have the Strength card. So this is a test of your strength. It is a spiritual challenge and a spiritual initiation of sorts. It will require your full attention to move through this time. It's not like you can sort of sit back and say, wherever the chips may fall. There has to be something, I think, that you rely upon. And what is that strength? And so I also feel like this is connected to the Queen. Certainly, Leo is the sign associated with the Strength card, and then of course associated with royalty. So there is that core is still there in England. In the immediate past, we have this card, suddenly became, after Trump's presidency, the foppish fool who, thinks he has everything and is just like a little Lord Fauntleroy character. And I think Boris Johnson also had that quality to him, although perhaps not in the same way. I think Boris Johnson had that floppish energy, but he was smart. Maybe crazy, maybe his ideas didn't pan out, but he was smart. Whereas in America, Trump was just mean, just plain mean, and not too smart, but does know how to manipulate people. In the sky, we have the Princess of Cups. So again, this is this sense of, and it's very possible. Oh, we had two princesses. Two princesses. So this is, the energy is one of um, good messages. Um, this sense of just kindness and a need to sort of, I don't know, remember to be nice to your neighbors or something. I think when a country goes from a more globalized situation, um, like they had when they were part of the EU, to a more parochial, isolated um, energy, is that that country has to become self-sufficient in ways that it hadn't been self-sufficient before, or in ways that it hadn't been self-sufficient in a long time. And I think that this energy sort of reminds them that in order to be self-sufficient, really, you need each other. You need the people in your community, in your country, if it's just you guys, to come together and work together. And that's kind of the energy that's actually there and available. Um, and then we have the death card here. Yeah, so I feel as though there may be a death of a prominent person. I mean, I don't know. I guess it could be the queen. She is kind of old. And if not an actual physical death, I think that there is a there is a shaking to the very bones of the United Kingdom when it comes to um, their connection to what is traditional. They've sort of been, in their way, somewhat of an isolated bastion of traditional stuff. And I think that, if we think of England today, or if I think of England today, and this could just be like because of the time I was born, while, there was the British invasion and the music and all that great stuff, I think that England of like Shakespeare is still kind of how a lot of people see England, and there's a tradition and a deep, um, I guess, resiliency. Um, I almost feel like you have to get into your own sense of your own royalty. Like, instead of it being, you know, listening to leaders, you have to understand your own imminent um, value. How it's seen from the outside, a lot of debt, a lot of burden. So very hard, it looks like from the outside, very, very hard. Domestic situation, the Six of Pentacles. There will be help. They may even get help from other countries if they're coming up with resources that are things that they need to have that they can't get. They may get help from other countries. Um, hopes and fears. Um, that they were fooled. Um, and outcome. Yeah, no action. So this says to me that there's going to be a time of where things aren't. They're just stopped. There's this energy of just stop and reevaluate the situation. And then we have the Three of Pentacles, which to me is about working with people who like making better choices, making better choices, and a lot of anxiety. So it's not going to be easy going for sure. And that death card can be the death of the queen, or it can be a death of an old way, or time to let go of the traditional and be more open, and realize that we have to kind of depend on each other. Underneath it, we have the Ace of Wands, Justice, and the Queen of Pentacles. So underneath it, it's a restabilization. They need to, I think there's a self-reliance that they want to get in touch with again. And I think that's a self-reliance, actually, frankly, we're all going to have to get in touch with at some point, in this craziness that we're experiencing now. But yeah, so, and the other thing I was thinking about, because I did do a quick glance on the chart of the United Kingdom, and they're actually a, let me pull the chart up. You can't see it, but I can see it, so I will read from it here. Hold on a second. United, oh, where are you? I'm looking, oh, here we go, in the United Kingdom. Yeah, so the United Kingdom has is a Capricorn, with its moon, according to the chart that I have, at about 20 degrees of Cancer. Neptune is in the like early 20s of Pisces, and we have Saturn in at 23, 22 of Leo. So eventually Jupiter will be making an opposition. And so there are lessons to be learned from this. And once Jupiter makes that opposition, the lessons will become evident to the people in the outs, in the process of the lessons that they have to learn from this. The Vesta in the chart of the United Kingdom is being transited by Pluto, and then Eris is at 29 degrees of Pluto. 29 degrees of Capricorn. Eris, and eventually Pluto will come to that point as well. And Pluto and Eris is really bringing out the energy of those who either don't have a voice or are put aside in some way, and that could include the poor on both sides of the fence. So there is definitely revolutionary energy, around this chart, and it's a different energy than what we're experiencing here in the States, because we're having our Pluto return. So it's a different energy than what the energy of the United Kingdom is more, at least from what I can see here in the chart. Well, now I'm looking at it here, and we do have, you guys have a Mars in Taurus, and Uranus has gone over that point, and I think it has gone over it for good, but that Mars really sort of disrupts your relationships, seventh house, and then we have Uranus going to be sitting on Ceres in Taurus. That could be some sort of food shortage of some sort, or some sort of shortage, or that comes on suddenly. It feels like it could be a debt's called in or something like that. So I don't know, I'm not an expert when it comes to mundane charts, but I do like to take a look and see if what I see in the cards, I see in the chart. And this is going to be a hard time. There's no doubt about it. Saturn is on, or not, maybe not on right now, but will be on their Venus in Aquarius. Venus in Aquarius is in a chart is somebody would do better with having friends. They're not having friends. This isolation stuff is not really, I don't think is really working for you as a country. But these were the choices that you made, and you'll have to learn the lesson from them. And we don't know. It could make things better in the long run, but in the short term, I think things are going to be really difficult. For you as a country. So our thoughts and prayers are with you, of course, always, our brothers and sisters. And that's, this is a chart reading, and then a card reading, based on, I think, the level that most people think about these things. But it doesn't mean that we can't change it if we look at things from a higher perspective. It doesn't mean that you have to know what's outside your front door, but you also have to know that that's not the only option. So, all right, guys, have yourself a great day. Like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will. I think I like these general readings for the countries. Maybe I'll do a few more in the near future. Take care. Namaste.